my name is Trusha. I'm a senior Meipadam and Karnakatai coach. In today's video, we are going to talk about flexibility as one of the benefits of practicing Meipadam. Now, flexibility is not just about muscles. Complete flexibility involves muscles, ligaments, and joints. Flexibility starts to reduce with aging, sedentary lifestyle, injuries, and aches and pains due to any kind of chronic or autoimmune disease. The benefits of having good flexibility are, of course, relief and recovery from constant aches and pains due to aging, illnesses, or injuries. Good flexibility also helps us to move with ease, which reduces the energy that we have to spend during any movement, which results in making us feel more energetic. Now, we know about yogasanas as a system of flexibility which involves holding a posture for a duration of time. This kind of stretching is known as static active stretching. On the other hand, Meipadam gives us dynamic flexibility, which involves more than 1,000 dynamic stretches. Now, please understand that both static active stretching and dynamic stretching hold importance when it comes to developing flexibility and fitness. In case of Meipadam, the dynamic stretching exercises involve swinging, rotating, and twisting of arms, legs, and torso, which helps to improve range of movement with each repetition gently and gradually. Now, underline the words gently and gradually here. I'm going to introduce here a very important and unique principle which comes in picture when it comes to flexibility in relation to Meipadam. According to the understanding in modern fitness, one should preferably not do more than 10 to 15 repetitions of dynamic stretching exercises. This is because the muscles tend to get tired, and when the muscles are tired, they lose elasticity and range of movement. And in this condition, if you continue to perform the movement, then muscle memory records and remembers this loss of elasticity and range of movement, which results in reducing flexibility. Now, I have mentioned in my previous videos that in case of Meipadam, we perform 108 repetitions of each movement. And yet, this reduction in flexibility does not happen in case of Meipadam. Please also note here one thing, that this traditional system forms the grounding and basis for traditional martial arts, classical traditional dance forms, and various kinds of sports. So now we are going to explore why this does not happen, why the number of why performing 108 repetitions does not end up in reducing flexibility in case of Meipadam. I have invited Meipadam coach and one of my friends, Rupa Venki, who has been practicing different forms of Chinese martial arts for almost 20 years now. And let's explore this principle more with her.
So as per my understanding in Meipadam, the way we move is not how we've got into a lot of bad habits when it comes to movements in our day-to-day lives. The way Meipadam moves is more Meipadam, like it's like a precursor for martial arts. So it's all about strength and power in the most effective and efficient way possible. So to do that using the muscles, like you just said, it's going to burn out because they only have that much elasticity and that much strength and only that much. They will get tired because they are very vascular and they will get tired. They will run out of oxygen, the sugars. Eventually, they will burn out. Whereas with Meipadam, the way we move is more for the power, which doesn't come as much from your muscles. The muscles are a bonus power, but the main power comes from your ligaments and your skeletal structure. That's where your power is. Okay, so moving from there is what will sustain you. So again, most of the ligaments and tendons are avascular. So you don't have a regular blood supply, sugars going in, oxygen going in to keep it strong. It is just strong and it has got lesser elasticity than your muscle does. So elasticity on that has to be worked on. It builds over a period in time of constant training over the years. And they have this ability to recoil. Elastic recoil is something that you can store in your tendons and ligaments and other fascia generally. So fascia is another big topic that is not known or spoken of as much, but that's all pervasive in the body and is crucial for good, healthy movements in the long term. So this recoil and thing is possible and it's more effectively and powerfully done only in ligaments and tendons and fascia. So when we move in Meipadam, you're moving your torso, you're moving your hip, and you're moving your shoulder. That is where the force, the movement is generated from. So that force is then going to the periphery in your arms and legs. So the arms and the legs don't generate or initiate the movement. The movement is initiated in your shoulders and in your hips. That is where you kickstart the movement. So you consciously are aware, because normally when we have to pick something, we just reach out our arms. We don't bring our shoulder or back into it. But if you've done Meipadam or martial arts for long enough, you always start from moving your back muscles, shoulder, and then reach out with the arm. So the power is always coming from there, which means your chances of injury is much, much lower because you're not using your smaller joints. And you don't get tired repeating it 100 times or 100,000 times because you are not using the muscular thing, which is getting tired. And it flows more effortlessly. That is how the body naturally moves. This is how, if you see toddlers moving, that's how they move. If you see how a little one gets up from the floor, it would get its bum up and then push itself. It's beautiful. Nobody thought it to do it that way, right? But it does it most effectively. So that's how we should all be moving, but we don't. We have gotten into bad habits. So that's where the chances of injury and fractures and all of that increases. So when we learn to move like that, like the toddlers, and move from our torso, from our core more so, then the moves are way more simpler, way more smoother, efficient. You don't get tired. You can keep going and going, and it gets very meditative even. So the flexibility then eventually comes in because there is no, you're not fighting your muscles to do a movement. So the flexibility more easily flows in through because you learn to relax your muscles. And with Meipadam, you're of course getting the breath in synchrony with the move, which also adds into the relaxation. And you're very mindful as to which part are you moving. Am I moving my shoulder or am I moving my arm? Is my shoulder moving my arm or my arm moving my shoulder? So you have to be consciously aware when you're doing it. So as you keep doing that, you teach the body to go back to those toddler days of moving more effectively and efficiently. So in that sense, the flexibility also comes. Otherwise, if you're trying to do something that the muscle doesn't want to do, you're fighting your own body. So it's difficult, tiring, and prone to injury.
I hope this gives more clarity regarding how the dynamic stretching system of Meipadam helps to improve flexibility. In the next video, I will explore a new topic regarding the practice of Meipadam. Thank you for engaging with the videos, especially on YouTube. Thanks for your comments, feedback and suggestions. Please feel free to keep sending your feedback and questions regarding all the topics that we have been discussing about the practice of Meipadam. So see you in the next video.